If I have a black female surgeon, my first assumption will be this person had to meet lower standards because the school or the certifying board was so anxious to say we have a black female surgeon.
Okay, Tucker, you're driving down a long country road. There's no one within 60 miles and it's the evening. And a deer jumps out in front of your car and you smack it. You swerve left, you swerve right, your car starts rolling, and because you weren't thinking right, you didn't wear your seatbelt, you get ejected out of the car. And you're laying there on the side of the road staring at the sky, barely breathing, thinking to yourself, is this how it's all going to end? And all of a sudden, out of your right ear, you hear a car driving down the highway. Tires screech to a halt. A door opens and you hear feet, pitter patter, running towards you. And you look up and what do you see? A female black trauma surgeon. And she looks down at you and goes, I think that's that guy that made that video about black female surgeons being less than. And she gathers herself because she's a good surgeon. She passed every exam that everyone else had to pass to get to where she is. And she looks down at you and she immediately goes into trauma surgeon mode. She listens for airway breathing. She checks your circulation. You have a pulse. She looks you over really quick for really bad injury. She stabilizes your neck, and because she's a good surgeon, she runs back to her car to get her cervical collar, immobilizer, her trauma kit, and her cell phone. And she runs back to you and she slips the collar around your neck to make sure that in case you had an injury to your neck, that your spine doesn't go out of alignment and cause a paralysis. And she then gets on her phone and she calls 911 and she has AirVac come to get you and take you away. And while she's sitting there with you, waiting for that helicopter to show up, she's holding your hand, trying to comfort you, and all of a sudden, you stop breathing. She looks down and notices that you have multiple rib fractures on each side and you probably have collapsed lungs. So she reaches in to her trauma kit and she grabs 2 large bore angiocath needles and she finds the correct landmark and she sticks them through your chest, and hissing air comes out of your chest and you gasp for a deep breath because you have been brought back to life by this person. The helicopter shows up and whisks you away, takes you off to the hospital, and they save your life. And she goes back and gets in her car and she's shaking from the adrenaline dump, and her hands are gripping the steering wheel and she has blood all over her hands. And she looks up into the mirror and she thinks to herself, how do you like me now? I just saved your life.